going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because this week we've really been getting a lot in terms of as DC goes. You know, the DC fandom trailers, the new movies that are coming out. I want to talk about Batman though, because I'm so excited to see that movie. It comes out on my birthday. No better way than to celebrate my birthday than by going to see this movie. I've already got my ticket, of course. I mean, come on now. That kind of goes without saying. The movie is only a month away, and it looks epic. And they're really doing a good job building the hype and promotion for this film. From TV spots to trailers to Batman popcorn buckets at your local theater. I don't even eat popcorn, but I would get popcorn just because it's in the Batman bucket. They also dropped a prequel novel called Before the Batman by Random House Children Books. I read it this morning, and it's a quick read, but it gives us so much, and it really builds up the drama of this movie that we're going to see next month, which is good. We learn a lot about the Riddler, Alfred, and the origins of the Batcave, and why Robert Pattinson's version of Bruce Wayne decided to dress up like a bat. Key thing that you should know going into this movie, because the film won't really address this stuff. This movie isn't going to be an origin story. It's just jumping right into Bruce's second year as the Batman, which I like, by the way, because honestly, quite frankly, I'm getting real tired of seeing Thomas and Martha Wayne being murdered over and over and over again. It's like, come on now. I think this prequel novel did a great job in giving us the stuff we need to know without repeating the stuff we already know. The book doesn't even cover Thomas and Martha's death. It really just skips over that, which I'm fine with, because we don't need to hear about that. We don't need to see it or know what Bruce went through. We already know that. It just really gives us the things we need to know about this movie. For instance, how the Batmobile was created, Batman's signature vehicle, and probably one of the coolest vehicles in DC Comics. It turns out Bruce Wayne has been working on this old muscle car since he was 17, constantly making it faster, improving it, taking it out on illegal street races with other kids his age, where he also met a girl he liked named Dex. So this is a much more grounded Bruce Wayne. He's not going through his company to make him, you know, a vehicle. He's found the old vehicle himself, and he himself is working on it, improving it and stuff like that. And he's much darker too. He doesn't even like being recognized in public, because he knows that when people see him, they already have this pre-image of him, that he's just some spoiled rich kid that doesn't give a crap about anything. And that's not true, but he knows that's how people look at him when they see him. And honestly, that explains a lot, because every time I see him in the trailers, he's wearing these average clothes, looking glum and uncomfortable. I was confused, like, why is he like that? The Bruce Wayne we're used to, he flaunts his wealth and his title. He doesn't drive, Alfred drives him around. Bruce Wayne is like a show, a mask. His darker side though, that's who he really is. So that's a little different. The other thing that's different is we find out in the story that Bruce actually didn't grow up in the Wayne mansion. He actually grew up in Wayne Tower, his family business. So I'm guessing there was probably like a penthouse on top of it or something, I don't know. His dad donated the Wayne family mansion to an orphanage when Bruce was 10 because his dad was running for mayor. And this also builds the animosity Edward Nashon has for Bruce Wayne, because Edward was one of the kids in the orphanage living in Wayne Manor. He's pretty jealous that Bruce has so much, and it's like all the unfortunate kids are living in this home, this palatial estate that Bruce Wayne had all to himself. So there's a lot of jealousy and enviness to that, because it's like, wow, this is a humongous house, and it's like, you're telling me this one kid who didn't do anything in his life had all this to himself? It's like they hating on him because of that. And it doesn't help that his family picture was right in the entrance hall when you walk in, so the kids, orphans, are constantly reminded when they come in and going, is like, the only reason I'm living here is because this billionaire took pity on me. So there's a lot of the orphans don't like Bruce Wayne, including Edward Nashton, aka the Riddler. So it makes sense why in the film the Riddler would be targeting Bruce Wayne. It's like he's always had it out for him. And speaking of him, I think the thing I was most impressed with is the movie's take on the Riddler. This isn't the goofy C-lister character we're used to seeing. This is a different version, closer to the Zodiac Killer, and he looks scary, he looks cool. He's a serial killer. That's every time I see him, I'm like, see, that's how you do it. He looks tight. And one thing about serial killers is serial killers tend to leave what's called signatures, something that lets you know it was them in particular. With Edward, his signature is his riddles. That's a clever way of making his character. So naturally, we'll see more of the detective side of Batman, the thinking side. And in this story, Edward and Bruce, they really parallel each other. Both are orphans, both have a connection to Thomas Wayne. Bruce found out at a young age that he liked the way it felt to save someone when his girlfriend Dex was in danger. Edward found out that he liked putting people in danger and getting revenge on people. Edward was the one who put Bruce's girlfriend in danger, and he found out he liked the way it felt to do that. So that's interesting too, because usually I never thought of the Riddler paralleling Batman. Out of all of Batman's rogues gallery villains, the only one that I would say parallels him is the Joker. I mean, the Joker is the complete opposite of Batman. So they're making a more different take with Edward Nashton, and I think it's a more interesting. I think that this entire backstory is more interesting. That's not to say that I really like it. I honestly don't know how I feel about it, because a lot of things are different than what we're used to. So I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it. There are some things that I really like, and then there are some things I'm like, we'll see. This was a pretty good story though. It really gave us a lot of insight. It's very different than what we're used to. It's also much more personal. I was disappointed to hear that Bruce won't be taking an interest in running Wayne Enterprises. He's using it more as a resource for Batman than anything else. I hope that changes, because I like Bruce Wayne being business savvy, and the fact that he had a guy in the chair making him shadow tech. I've always thought that was one of the coolest aspects of Batman. I like Lucius Fox.
Hardened Kevlar plates over titanium dipped tri-weave fibers for flexibility. It'll be lighter, faster, more agile. Perhaps you should read the instructions first.
Yeah. This is a different kind of Batman though, set in a different universe in a different time. So everything is different. And I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. This story really did a good job in building up the anticipation and insight. It really just expands the movie even more. Because it's like we got this entire backstory on Alfred, on Bruce, on the Riddler, on the Batmobile, on the Batcave. We have these entire stories, so we're not going into this blind. We know who these characters are, we know how things are, and stuff like that. That's what I like about it. They did a good job in doing that. And like I said, I'm really excited for this movie. It comes out on my birthday. There's no better way to celebrate my birthday than by going to see a Batman movie. It looks really cool. The hype for it is unbelievable, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a very different Batman story than we've ever seen before. And the biggest thing that makes me feel like that is that this prequel novel was very different than anything we've ever seen before. You can purchase this prequel story on audiobooks.com for $9.99. Thought that was a pretty reasonable price. I purchased it, listened to it, and I purchased my Batman ticket too the other day, so yep, all that's left now is next month the movie comes out. Can't wait to see it, guys. Let me know what you thought about this. If you read the story, let me know what your likes and your dislikes are. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.